I haven't really thought about what I would do, but one of the bar owners that I spoke to, he suggested that I create a name card that just says horny, and then behind is my QR code to link to the shop.
Do you think you can run there on a bus?
No, I can't.
Oh.
I'll get back. Dude, you actually
Horny
said-
question mark scan and do it yourself. So when I first heard about the business, I was a bit like intrigued, I think.
Yeah, of course.
Because
Everyone would be.
in Singapore, like the topic of sex is so taboo.
Yeah.
Whereas even in our generation, it's funny because I think that it is quite an open thing, right? But still, it feels very uncomfortable to talk about. Why?
I don't know. I mean,
Should
for
it
me,
be extremely comfortable?
I feel like there
As
are
in,
certain lines that you
Yeah.
can
Right.
draw.
I don't think it's like
Yeah.
super comfortable, but it's like it's just a topic.
Mm.
Like, you know, I don't know. Like, I don't think men like in Singapore really discuss sex with their partners, unless it's like
Because they don't want their egos to be hurt.
mm,
They're like, what if she says my damn disgusting? Then how?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Then-
What if they say
Yeah.
the sex sucks?
yeah.
But I think open communication is important.
Definitely.
With your partner, right?
With your partner. Yeah, but let's say to openly discuss, let's say in a classroom, right? Then I think you need to be at a certain age, not to be like giggling all throughout the
Right.
throughout the
I
thing,
mean,
right?
even among your friends, like, do you think sex is a open topic, or do you think it's a very like?
Among guys, it's just like, okay, in my group of friends, it's a joking kind
Yeah,
of
but there's
topic,
no,
but
like-
we don't ever take it seriously
Yeah,
per se,
right.
right? Yeah, we don't ever go dive deep into it, I would say.
Yeah.
Literally. Yeah.
But do you think that should be done?
I think,
Up to your
it-
comfort level.
yeah.
I mean-
Honestly, I feel like if people talked about it more, couples would be more open to talking to each other about it.
Right.
Yeah.
So if it became less taboo, it'll be less taboo. Like,
For like couples to talk, I think like your quality of sex, most of the time, eventually like after past a certain amount of years you're together, right?
Mhm.
Communication is very important.
Yeah.
To
Right.
maintain the like, I mean, your preferences change over time as well.
Right.
And like maybe like, I mean, physically anatomy, not saying anatomy, but like, physically your body might change as well.
right.
And like keeping in tune with your partner and what their wants are over time is also important to relationships. And I feel like that's something that I don't really see with my friends. Yeah. So I have this friend where she's not really getting a lot of sex from her partner, and she has communicated that, you know, like this is like a love language that she wishes to have more of.
Yep.
And he's just like, you need to exorcise your demons.
Wow. Damn. Damn. We should introduce him to the guy on the MRT. Like,
Yeah, so I mean, you know, it's stories like that make me like, oh man, like I wish he was more educated, or like I wish that sex was not so taboo to talk about. Yeah.
Okay,
So-
so it's like a
but,
communication
but
thing.
then again, then it comes down to that whole religious aspect, right? I think that a lot of the taboo boundaries that is created around sex stems from religion, right?
Yeah, it could be.
Right.
This guy wasn't religious though. He's
Huh.
I don't know.
That's just being a
Or it's just, it could be that person is just uncomfortable with.
Yeah, I think he was just very
There's-
uncomfortable with the fact of the matter
Yeah,
itself.
yeah.
Mm.
It could be.
I think that one thing that I feel like will start opening up the topic, right, is the whole idea of like people cohabiting before marriage, you know, staying together, right? Because
Do you support that?
I do support it, but it's not so much about just the whole sex aspect of it. It's not only about the sex aspect of it, but it's more of the whole idea of like living together is very different.
Fair enough.
Compared to like, you know, not living together.
Yeah.
Based on that alone, like I
Yeah.
think that there is an experience that I think couples should have before getting married. Right? And it's super like taboo, like especially in like a brown family, right?
Yeah.
Like, the mention of it to my mom is like, how
Oh,
can
of
you
course.
say that?
course.
You know, I'll disown you. Like I'm like, Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
So I'm on the opposite side of that camp.
Right.
I think we shouldn't live together before.
Surprise. He snores damn loudly. Surprise. I'm stuck with this for the rest of my life.
Yeah. I'm actually yeah. Okay, so there was a study. I think it was a US study, right, where they found the couples that cohabitate before marriage tend to break up faster than couples who only start living together after
Really?
marriage. And one of the reasons they cited was because they have already made a lifelong somewhat commitment, right? You have signed papers and it's a contractual agreement. So whenever you have disagreements or you're trying to get used to each other's habits, you tend to be one partner will give in, there's a lot of compromise and stuff like that.
right.
So the outcome is that the relationship tends to last longer in that sense.
More forced lah.
In a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
I mean, my parents were arranged marriage, right?
yeah,
So like
it's likewise, right?
31 years and they never accepted each other's habits. So
So I mean, yeah, of course, compromise is a big part of it, right? But let's say if you are in a cohabitation kind of
Right.
relationship, you can leave any time you want. There is nothing actually stopping you.
yeah, but I mean,
So that's one
so,
perspective.
like based on that, because like I mean, I did like live with friends, right?
Yeah.
And it is very different, right? When you're like roommates versus when
Yeah,
you're friends.
for
Like
sure.
I've met like the best of friends falling out because they live together.
Habits.
And so when you escalate that to a level of like partnership where it's like marriage and all that, right? I feel that the pros of knowing that person on a day-to-day living together is so much more valuable than you know that mystery of like compromising and all that. For me personally. Yeah.
What's your take, Nicole?
I don't believe in marriage. So
There we
I
go.
can't really say.
We
I think it is a social construct that I don't want to subject myself to.
Right.
I feel like if you are dedicated to your partner, you would stay with them regardless.
Right.
It doesn't matter whether you're married or not. Like if this is the person you want to be with for the rest of your life, then so be it lah. You know,
But I guess
and
in
you will,
Singapore
you
it
will
comes
make it
to the
happen.
whole like
Or buying a house.
not only buying a house, I think that
That's one way the government forces you to
Yeah.
get married. The other thing is that like if you want to have kids, right? Like you do not get a lot of
benefits.
if your
Yeah.
kid is a bastard, right? Like so.
No,
but as in-
parents aren't married. Yes.
No, but is the term for it, right? Like, yeah, it's the proper term for it. Like a child born out of wedlock,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So I mean, for me personally, like I think that the government does, in a sense, you know, nudge us towards
If
Right.
I were the government, I would probably do the same thing actually.
because you believe in the whole.
No, because I need to look at the bigger picture where I need individuals to be less selfish and more towards long-term vision
Collectivist.
of
Yeah.
having more kids and that sort of stuff, right?
But yeah, then again it comes down to like then that's the problem, right? Because a lot of our generation people like are starting to say like, nah, I don't think I want to have kids.
Fair enough.
It is, and it's quite common.
And
right?
it's various reasons why they don't want to have kids, right? But
But they are still getting married because of the house,
Yeah.
right? So there's always that fallback reason, right?
Yeah.
Which I think, I mean personally, I don't buy into any of it, right? If you want to get married, get married. If you don't want to get married, like this goes for any sexual orientation, right? Like do whatever you want, right? Like just be happy.
okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, so you know, one of the reasons when we talk about like the sex toy and all that, do you feel that you know, if women and men start exploring their sexuality individually,
Yeah.
like they will be more open to exploring it as a couple?
I think definitely.
Right.
I think men are generally more open to sex toys in a relationship compared to women. I mean, like I guess like girls, they don't really know how to bring the topic up.
Right.
You know. Okay, but I might be wrong. This is just based on my own evaluation based on the people around me. But there are also men who are like, oh, what if the toy is better than me? That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think, you know, sex.
That is the men's ego thing, right? Like,
Yeah.
Right.
But the thing is like sex isn't about how good your dick is.
Yeah.
Right? It's about the intimacy, it's about the pleasure, or like how you can get your partner to a different level of pleasure, for example, right? There are many elements to sex that don't just concern the man's performance.
Right.
Yeah, and I think if people are a bit more open to that, like seeing sex as something more than just penis and vagina,
Right.
then definitely I think sex toys will help elevate that, because there are things that toys can do that the human body can't. Right. And it doesn't always have to be like a replacement. Right. You know, having a vibrator doesn't mean that you wouldn't want sex.
Yeah.
Right. So, and the feelings is very different also. Like the connection you feel with your partner when you're having sex versus using a vibrator. Like it gets the job done. I mean, they both get the job done to some extent. But it's a very different experience. Right. And I think if men were more concerned about their partner's pleasure, they would be much happier in their relationships. Yeah.
So when you decided to like open this
sex store.
Like, is that what it's called? Sex toy shop. Right. When you decided it, right, was it more of a based on market gap, or was it that, you know what, I feel that using this will be a good social tool to, you know, help people?
Honestly, I just wanted to sell sex toys.
Right.
But I mean, there was a lot of things that I wanted to do with this as a tool, which is to educate people about sex and to make it less taboo. To talk about sex toys and sex. To use sex toys, and I also wanted to make it a bit more accessible to people in general.
I mean, you have started it, right, with like even starting the podcast, right? Shout out to B8 support.
Yes.
They're on Spotify, right? Where you all do discuss a lot of topics and try to educate people, right?
Yeah.
But then it comes again down to the censorship level, right?
Yeah.
Like, why do you think there's so much heavy censorship towards this topic then?
I would say, okay, on TikTok it's because they're trying to be kid friendly.
Right.
Like they want to be brand safe and friendly to all audiences.
Right.
So that's why they have a lot of censorship just across the board. It isn't just sex.
Right.
For Singapore in general, I would say it's because of religion.
Right.
Yeah. Like whenever you see someone talk about LGBT or like trans rights, whatever, it gets like when the government speaks about it, they are very, very careful about it.
Right.
Because they don't want to step on the toes of like the religious people, right? And so that's I feel like people are very conservative still.
Yeah.
Especially religious people. Especially if the religion doesn't promote premarital sex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess that's the funny part, right?
I don't think any religion promotes that.
I think like Buddhism is quite chill though. They like don't
like
give a shit about
nobody
anybody.
promotes it. Like it's just I guess some religion doesn't frown upon it. Right?
Yeah.
Or it's not a sin.
I don't.
But it's never promoted. Right? Like,
Is that it's never promoted? It's
go
never
get
promoted.
it, right?
Yeah.
But that's where the boundary lies, right? Like, yes, I agree that, you know, premarital sex, let's not do it. Fine, so be it. Save it for marriage.
Yeah.
If you're not getting married, that's a whole different topic, right? Like, based on the Singapore context where you're suggested to, you know, get married, the conversations that a partner has, right, with each other, right, why is it still being stopped then there?
You mean like in social situations?
No, like say for example, it is conservative. We don't talk about it, right? Because of say that we don't really, or premarital sex is frowned upon, or you know, it's taboo, or you know, it's a sin, right? To some, but then when you are married, right, this still carries forward. The taboo, right?
It's true.
Why do you think so?
I think because premarital sex is such a big thing,
right?
That they just sort of like encompassed sex into like generally into like a negative thing. Yeah, and I think there are some churches that are like no masturbation allowed or no porn allowed. Then
there are some religious places,
institutions, which is, I mean, you know, to each their own.
Right.
But because some of, like, I would say that they are a majority still in Singapore, and so it's difficult to sort of draw that line to be like, oh yeah, only religious people think
Right,
this
right.
way. But even with our parents, like talking about sex with them is insane, like unheard of, you know. Like my parents don't even talk about sex with each other.
Right. I mean, okay, it would be damn awkward if my parents talk to each other about sex. Like,
Right,
that
yeah,
would be like,
yeah,
hey,
right.
guys,
Get a room.
get it. Like,
Yeah.
no.
No, but like not
Yeah.
even like in the context of themselves.
Yeah.
You know, like
still,
any
no. What?
sexual conversation is just
Like,
not happening.
Yeah, I'm
have
not
you
planning
ever
to-
watched TV with your parents and then like a
like a sexual scene comes up?
and
Yeah.
then you're just so awkward.
Yeah,
or
it
like-
is very awkward.
And someone makes an excuse to go to the toilet. Someone makes an excuse to get water.
I was
something
watching Game of Thrones, man.
Oh wow.
Then my mom was like, what are you watching? I'm like, yeah, let me take this to the room. Right, yeah, I mean, like, as
Yeah.
in, sometimes you just can't, like,
Hmm.
like, that day, what show was I watching? It was this recent show that came out on Netflix, called, Obliterated. No,
Obliterated.
Obliterated.
What's it about?
Yeah, it's some, like, show about, like, this US Navy, blah, 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 and all that. And then you're just watching it. And then, like, the nudity, like, suddenly comes out of nowhere. And then, like, there's dicks and, like, boobs everywhere and all that. And then you're just like, yeah, not gonna watch this in the living room.
There's no warning, right? Suddenly out of nowhere.
Yeah, can't watch this show.
Mhm.
And then sometimes it's R21, like like How I Met Your Mother on Netflix is R21, purely because like they have like talking about like gay things and like as long as there's LGBTQ themes, right? Like it
Right.
becomes R21 immediately.
Yeah.
Like Modern Family on Disney Plus is R21 because
right, yeah.
right, the gay couple, right?
Yeah.
So you never know like what's gonna come out, right, when you're watching an R21 show, right? So yeah, I mean, I think like, but with our generation, I still feel that there is still that.
The taboo
Yeah,
thing.
I mean, okay,
Mm.
let's dive a bit into it. Like, so you have been running this shop for a couple of months now.
Mhm.
Has there been like a increase in like sales and like, do you see more people?
No, we keep getting banned.
Right.
we run our ads and then we get banned by Meta, and then we want to post content on TikTok and we also get shadow banned there.
So is the
very
ban
difficult.
because you're based in Singapore, or is it because purely like,
It's a-
Possibly,
right?
yes.
So that there is different guidelines for different countries.
there is different guidelines.
Right.
Yeah.
So what would you as a business
Also-
owner, right? What is your strategy, right? To you know like
Get
kind of
more-
ban this rule.
I would say what we are exploring next year is to do more partnerships with brands so that we can get our name out a bit more like organically in that sense.
Like what would be a brand that you would work with?
I would like to collab with bars.
Okay.
Yeah. So like I feel like when people drink they get a bit more horny. So
Right.
it's
Yeah, but-
something like it's a natural flow, you know.
Right.
Like go to the bar and the bartender just, oh man, didn't get late today. Here you go. Take one.
Yeah.
Take it and go. Like,
Take it and go.
Yeah.
it's okay, man.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that's like a starting point.
Okay.
If not, then
It's like bounce back, right? Like
oh.
bounce back is like collaborating with a lot of bars now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I mean that's
Wow, but
that one is more-
that is going to be a super like tough like conversation to like
yeah,
break into.
yeah.
What about trying to get your product into a physical store?
I think it's difficult because for us, like we're trying to be discreet, as in something that we are trying to make it more discreet for our consumers to purchase our products. And if it's in a physical store, then it's like kind of defeats the purpose because they have to buy it. In real life.
Would you all consider like old school guerrilla marketing, like bus ads? Like,
We would get banned.
Yeah.
IMDA will come for us.
They're already getting
but it's
banned on like
discreet, right?
social
Like, they
media,
don't know, like you're
right?
just feeling lonely. You just-
Feeling lonely.
And then people are like, what is that thing?
Yeah,
Right?
what-
What is that? It's like a stress ball or
yeah.
So
But
but
I don't know, I haven't really thought about what I would do, but one of the bar owners that I spoke to, he suggested that I create a name card that just says horny, and then behind is my QR code to link to the shop.
Right.
actually, yeah. Yeah, because
Right.
you'll have a bit of curiosity when you
Right,
scan
yeah.
that. Like, oh, okay.
Do you think you can run there on a bus?
No, I can't.
Oh.
I'll get banned. Dude, they'll put me in jail or some shit, I swear. Should I actually
Horny question mark scan and do it yourself.
Essentially what it is.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I mean, honestly, I would say sorry, did I not over the light?
No, it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would say that for the most part, collaborations is probably something that I will need to
Like
explore.
Influencers and stuff like that. Do you
Yeah,
think
I was
that will
thinking
work?
of seeding them to OnlyFans creators.
Actually, yeah.
But isn't OnlyFans banned in Singapore?
Only if you distribute it to minors or something. Like
Only
that.
if you get reported to the police.
Yeah, something like
Right.
that. Yeah.
Mm,
So it's a grey area.
it's very
It's a,
great.
it's a bit,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Are you getting ideas?
No.
Okay.
No.
But yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Product testing.
Yeah, like influencer marketing, but in its own niche space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
as in, I think it's a really tough space to explore. Like, I think it's one of the like businesses that we've had on board where I think it's a super interesting like space and like
But-
what you're doing is really good. Like, I think for me personally, as I said, I love talking about turbo things, right?
Right.
And but yeah, I think that the way to navigate the market is going to be super tough.
Yeah,
right?
for
Being the
sure.
conservative.
Marketing. This is where all your energy, experience from a marketing agency and the creative side, you know, comes in, right?
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about the products then. So it's not just for the ladies, right? Now you have for the gentlemen as well.
Yes.
Like, how many different products do you have? Like,
SKU wise, I think we have about 40
different.
pieces across like male and females.
Right.
For the females, we have much more variety and like it's all very cute. Like, we have like cute stuff like that. There's one that looks like a mushroom that you can also use as a neck massager. Honestly, it's a fucking good neck massager. You should take one home.
Get it just for the neck massage.
And for the men, we do have the tangas, and we have eggs, and we have the pocket tanga, which is something that you can just slip into your pocket. So anytime you want to go,
In
Yeah,
case
please
you
don't
suddenly
anytime.
need to-
Please, we do not condone this. Like, do not do this in public.
Yeah.
I mean,
Please.
definitely don't do this in public. But if you ever wanna, I guess like it's good for travel, cause it's very discreet. As in, if ever you like go on a solo trip, you want to sort of unwind, or you go on like a staycation by yourself,
Right.
something that you know you can just for fun lah.
Right.
Yeah, like a new experience.
This is the worst thing to be caught at customs.
Yeah.
What is this for? Unwind.
It's for the unwind.
Slay.
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 Try it.
Right.
But
right.
honestly, I think I haven't gotten caught with my vibrators before.
Right.
Yeah, because like I brought them overseas to shoot them before.
Right.
Nothing.
Shoot them.
Okay.
Yeah.
What sells well?
I would say the eggs and the vibrators.
It's all online, right?
all online.
Yeah.
Yes.
The eggs and the vibrators. Okay.
Yeah. The eggs it's I think for people who have not tried sex toys before, it's like a very affordable niche, not say niche, a very affordable new experience compared to like traditional wanking. Yeah. So
Which is free.
which is free. It is free, but you know, sometimes if you ever feel like you wanna
Just
have
try
a new
something.
try something new, get some new
Yeah,
neurons
there's so many
going.
slogans, man.
Right.
Like for like, tired of your hands.
Yeah. Tired of your hands, yeah. That's a good one.
Could you give us like a estimate on pricing and stuff like that?
We have stuff that go the Tanga pocket is actually like $5. Yeah. The eggs are technically about the same price as well per
Right.
piece. Vibrators go for as low as $12. During our Black Friday sale, it went down to like $8. Yeah, so very affordable, and you get like a decent wank,
Right.
both for girls and guys.
And how long do you think these products would last? Like, can you replace the battery, or it's like you can't do that?
There's a mix. So they are the one-time use ones. So
Yep.
like those are good for like when you wanna go on a staycation with your partner and
Sure.
you want to just dispose of it
Right.
after like maybe sometimes you can't bring it home, right? And then the ones that are more reusable, according to the website, the Tanga website, I think the male masturbator is like about like a 500 uses.
Wow.
200 to 500, depending on the product.
Can't wait to be the
Yeah.
guy who keeps count.
They have actual product testers, bro. I tell you.
Have a
Every time
Excel
you just-
sheet or
you
something.
go to his house, the wall just down there, like marking.
Yeah.
What's that, bro? So just keeping count.
Just keeping count. But yeah, so like these are
Okay.
the products. In terms of the gold ones, it depends on how often you use them.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And,
so vibrators.
and can they be
yeah.
charged, or it's like a battery, or how does it work?
There's a mix. So people who don't like to like keep charging their vibrators, we have like the battery operated ones. And for those who have less privacy, they would usually prefer the battery operated because they don't want to charge it like
Yeah.
outright in
Right.
front of everyone. But the battery operated ones generally do last quite a bit much longer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So, guys, if you're thinking of getting a Secret Santa gift,
Yeah, it's great for Christmas gifting.
not to your colleagues though.
Depends. I mean,
I'm just kidding.
you know, some people
don't do that.
Some people need it, right? The frustration and from work and
Yeah.
hey man,
Can
you
gift it
need
to your
a
boss.
load off
Yeah.
your shoulders.
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, coming back to, I think we can talk for hours about this topic, right? But coming back to the business owner perspective, right? Knowing that these red tapes exist, knowing that there's so much taboo, there's so much negative connotations that come with the products,
Difficulty to market.
yeah, and all these things, right? Is there a cutoff point for you? Like you will be like, you know what? I'm done. Like Singaporeans, just stay horny. Like I'm done trying to help you. Like, is there that point?
I guess when I run out of money to fund it.
I love that.
Yeah.
Batman. Batman for the horny.
Yeah. Yeah.
The dildo you never knew you needed. What?
Like
But
I
the one
feel
you
like
deserve.
I feel like there's just so much potential for the brand because like you've never seen any well curated sex toy brands out there.
Right.
And we can do that because all of us have marketing background.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, you do have partners
I do
on
have
this
partners.
partner.
Yeah.
Right.
They don't want to be named, but
Oh, hey.
they are all either in marketing or advertising.
Right.
And-
How many of you all are in this collective?
There's 4 of us.
Nice.
Would it be all ladies or
All of us are girls. Yeah.
Right.
But we have shareholders who are male.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. It's interesting. So when choosing partners this time round, like what was your thought process?
I chose. Actually, what I did this round is that I made myself majority shareholder so that if I ever had issues, it would be easier to resolve.
Yeah.
Yeah. So previously, like I split the shares like evenly.
Yeah.
50-50.
Yeah. So it was very difficult.
I've heard that
Yeah.
it's always a bad idea to do
It's a
that.
bad idea.
Yeah.
Because no one has the executive
Final say,
decision.
yeah.
Yeah.
Something
So
to
there's
learn.
that's what I always tell my friends actually when they want to start new businesses. I was like, if you are the person driving the company, you should be a majority shareholder.
Right.
Yeah. So that if anything happens, at least you can
You have the right to
yeah,
make a decision.
yeah, that's right.
And it's important as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So there is no, for you really, there's no like end goal. Like as long as there is money, this is a passion project that you will not
Yes.
let go.
Is there
Right.
like a next step, perhaps bringing more products or more varieties? Or what do you think is going to happen in the next 6 months?
going to schools?
I'm definitely not going to schools. I would definitely want to explore partnering with brands that
Yeah.
are not that you wouldn't expect
Right.
a sex toy brand to
Like
collaborate
ice
with.
cream.
Yeah. For bars, I was thinking like, oh, maybe we give them the vibrator to make the drink. Like unused lah.
Right.
Like a bzzz, and then you get a new cocktail.
No, I'm just thinking like, would I drink that drink?
Yeah.
Like seeing the bartender do it, I'm just like, hey man.
Hey man, what's that in my drink?
Yeah.
Like
or I was thinking like maybe if we do an event where you
Right.
have your own
yeah.
vibrator and then you bzz your own drink. I
It
mean,
would be such a like I would go to the event because it will be a lot of females.
Yeah.
wow.
Hey, that's one way to.
Right?
You can
And then oh man, then I'll be like
Only
I think
guy.
he's gay.
Yeah.
Right? Look at how well he works that dildo.
Maybe.
Yeah, right. So it's a very interesting topic, right? Like taboo.
If anyone listening has any suggestions on,
Yes.
marketing or like ideas, or it's a brilliant idea, you should promote it this way, please do leave us a
Yes,
comment. I
please.
think we'll be quite interested to see what
yeah.
ideas
Yeah,
come out.
yeah.
And if, let's say, one of our listeners would like to get in touch with your brand, right, where is the best place for them to reach out to
DM
you?
me on Instagram at b8b8.club.
b8b8.club.
Yes.
Okay.
And you can directly order.
Yeah, on our website.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have new packaging. Much more
Nice.
discreet now.
Right. And any more discounts coming up in the Christmas season or something like that?
Yes. So for our new collection, we are going to launch it, hopefully, fingers crossed,
Yeah.
in 1 or 2 weeks. And hopefully people will be open to buying their friends' sex toys for
Right.
Christmas.
For Christmas, yeah.
I have received a dildo from a friend for Christmas
Right.
before.
Yeah, but so
Yeah.
the funny thing is, right, like a lot of it is like Secret Santa, right?
Mm,
So you don't know who's gonna end up with it. So it's
that's
like,
true.
it's-
No, it'd be funny if like a
Yeah.
guy ends up with the dildo.
Yeah.
I would be so upset, man. I would be so, and the worst part is, right, like I'm sure like none of the ladies will be willing to trade, because even though they might want it, they'll be like,
A bit shy, maybe.
you know, yeah, because it's taboo.
I don't
And
know, give it to a dog or something.
new chew toy,
New chew toy.
Oh my.
right? Yeah, that would be how I get kicked out of my house.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So, yeah, thank you so much, Nicole, for your time.
Thank you for
sharing
having me.
Your whole experience.
Right. Well, one more thing, before we end off the show. So I think the last time we had someone on the show, they had a question. So what we're trying to do is
Oh, you pass it on to the next.
pass it on to the next person, right? So the question, I think previously was why? Why did you choose entrepreneurship? If in a sentence or two, could you summarize?
I didn't choose entrepreneurship.
It chose you.
I did not choose to wear the cape.
I didn't choose it. I guess it's definitely the autonomy
Yeah.
and being able to literally do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little bit freedom, maybe.
Yeah,
for
a
you.
lot of
More of a,
freedom.
like you knew what you didn't want, and then that only meant
And then entrepreneurship happened to be like the thing that
made the most sense.
made the most sense
Right,
at that point. Yes.
Okay. And any question for our next guest?
The question will be, why aren't you talking about sex with your partner?
Fair enough. we can't dictate what the question will be, right? So-
I'm celibate.
Oh, you celibate.
okay, you gotta write this down. Make sure we asked it. All right, thank you so much, Nicole. So,
Yeah.
guys, listening into Mind Your Business SG, we've had Nicole Phua. So, the earlier parts of the episode, she shared a little bit about her marketing agency journey, how she used to work for an agency, then branched out, did her own thing, the whole client onboarding portion of it. It's called TSA. Nicole, could you just share the Instagram handle one more time? Yeah.
We are the Social Arm SG on Instagram and the Social Arm on TikTok.
Fantastic. And later on, we shared a little bit about her new business, which is basically a sex toy shop, both for males and females. And you can find that at b8b8.club on Instagram, right? And the website
Yes.
would be the same?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah. And they are also on Spotify for some
We
sex
have
education.
bait support.
Yeah.
Yeah, the name of your podcast is also
B8
It's
support.
bait support.
B8 Support.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right,
So
fantastic.
if you're struggling to have the conversation with your teenager, tune them into the Spotify.
Okay, next episode.
All right, once again, thank you. It's been an absolute pleasure. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for listening.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.